RedNationBlogga back with another video, y'all. The Rockets win a nail biter, 101-99 over the Detroit Pistons, the much improved Detroit Pistons. I really don't care about their record. It's early in the season. The teams that you think are bad are playing you really well. The teams that you think are good are playing you really well. Everybody's playing well because everybody still has that optimism from training camp, from the preseason, that this is the year. This is the year. Everybody still has that type of optimism. So I really don't think any game is easy, especially not in October, November, when everybody is still playing the healthiest and they're the freshest that they're going to be, and their mentality is the freshest that it's going to be. And saying that, though, I will say, man, the Rockets made this game much more difficult than they needed it to be. In the first quarter, they came out, they were executing. It was a stretch in the third quarter where they came out and they were executing. But it's like every single time they came out and they got a lead, they instantly gave it right back up. And it was very, very frustrating to see, man. Fred VanVleet led the team in minutes, 37 minutes, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 of 13 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. He was a +8, so I'm not entirely disgusted with his play, but for me, it's a thing where he's just, in my opinion, he's getting too many minutes. I think that his minutes need to be around 31 to 32 every single night. And I think that you have to trust Reed Shepherd. I do believe that you can win games with this team, with the young guys of this team, because they aren't necessarily like super young anymore. Jalen and Sengun is in year 4. Jabari and Tari are in year 3, stuff like that. But you can win games and close with the young guys. And when you have a lead that is building, I think that sometimes you should stick with that lineup just a little bit more instead of just going back to your regular rotation. That being said, Jalen Green had 15 points. He was 6 of 17 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. He was a -7. He had the play of the game with the dunk over Cade Cunningham. But since earlier this season, when he was pretty much automatic from 3 and, it was fun to watch, he's hit a rough patch. He's hit a rough patch. Outside of the game that they had in San Antonio, he hasn't really been his best self. Outside of that first quarter versus OKC, he hasn't really been his best self. 3 assists, 2 steals, 35% from the field, 16% from 3. Like, it's not going to get it done with Jalen Green. His mid-range game, he has no mid-range game. Like, I've never seen a shooting guard that's a high volume scorer not have any type of mid-range game. Like, I've never seen that before. Any shooting guard I could think of off the top of my head has had some semblance of a mid-range game. Jalen, it just looks like he just shoots it. And like, hey, sometimes, like, he made one today. That's like the first one I've seen him make this season. I'm not kidding. Like, maybe I have a bad memory and I just don't remember, but like, I have not seen it. Like, the mid-range is where you could live when you can't get all the way to the rim, when your 3 ball is not falling. But instead, he just continues to try to plow into the rim, or he dribbles into nothingness, and then we get bailed out by a play from somebody else, or sometimes we just miss on that possession. He got to be better, man. He's not as, like, for him to be in year 4, he's not a polished enough scorer for me. Like, he's not a Devin Booker. He's not a Donovan Mitchell. He's not a Zach LaVine. He's not a CJ McCollum. Like, he has no polish to his game. It's just all like raw. It's like static electricity. It's no rhyme or reason to his offensive game. It definitely needs to be more polished, and hopefully it can be after we go through the season. But some of the shots today he was taking and missing, I was just shaking my head. Dylan Brooks with 14 points. He played great defense. Jabari Smith had 6.7 rebounds. He was 2 of 8 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. I'm going to hold my horses on the Jabari criticism. I've talked to other people that's fans of this team. I talked to my guy John. I did a podcast earlier today on the No Narratives podcast. Y'all go subscribe to them. To me, I'm over there as well. And I know I've been saying it for the past few videos, but Jabari Smith Jr. did not play bad enough today to get benched down the stretch like he did this game. And like I said, I'm just gonna hold my horses on the Jabari Smith Jr. criticism. I'm just gonna hold my horses. I'm not gonna keep kicking his back end. I think that he's not getting enough shots. He's not getting enough looks. When you got Fred VanVleet out there taking 13 shots, everybody else in the starting lineup got 10 or more shots except for Jabari Smith. And Fred VanVleet had 13. If you take away Jabari and Fred VanVleet, everybody in the starting lineup got at least 15 shots up. Jabari Smith gets 8 shots. I don't think that's how it should be, especially if you have a point guard that's you paying $40 million to that should be the orchestrator of the offense. That's just my opinion. Amen Thompson was really good today. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He had a really good steal that led to the Jalen Green obliteration of Cade Cunningham. He was good defensively. He was solid, hit all of his free throws, only had 1 turnover. He was a +1 from the field. I want to see him stop hesitating so much with the 3 or just stop being indecisive. If you don't want to take the 3 ball, if you're not comfortable, dribble in 2 steps, take the mid-range. Teams are going to give you the mid-range. They're going to give you the 3. Take it. You can't always get to the rim. Same thing I'm saying with Jalen applies to Amen Thompson, although Amen Thompson seems to be a better finisher at the rim and have a little bit more touch at the rim than Jalen Green. Tari Eason, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. He was a +7. It might be time. I think Ime Udoka, like I said, Jabari Smith did nothing this game to get benched. He should not have been benched. I think he got like 4 fouls, maybe 5, and then he like went to he had 4. No, he only had 2 personal fouls. He only had 2 personal fouls. I don't know why he went to the bench today. It wasn't like he was playing like poorly or anything like that. But Ime Udoka closed with the lineup of basically all of the starters except for Jabari Smith Jr. He put Tari Eason out there. He was solid. Tari Eason he's emerging into a starter. He's emerging into an borderline fringe, very low end fringe, all-star type of player. He's that type of role player that helps you win championships. He's that type of role player where you need him to, like, he's just that unsung hero. He's that Andre Iguodala. He's that Sean Livingston, you know what I mean, of those Warriors teams. He's that unsung guy that gets it out the mud, that has a high motor, that just makes winning plays, that hustles, that grinds, that finishes, but he's polished enough to hit threes. He's polished enough to create his own shot. He's polished enough to initiate offense. Like, he's just that every down type of player that they have in football, but in basketball. And so that's pretty much all I got to say about Tari Eason, man. Last thing, Ime Udoka, the offense is concerning. His offense is very, very concerning. Oftentimes, he's okay with Fred VanVleet walking the ball up, getting the ball up the court, passing half court at the 17 to 16 second mark. Him and Sengun play some type of trash 2-man game. Now we in a set. Now when we finally get into our offensive set, it's 8 seconds left in the shot clock. I don't understand it. I don't understand why he continues to let that happen. Fred VanVleet needs to speed it up more. He needs to speed it up. And the shot selection coming off the screens and pulling up, stopping and popping, it's not it. It's not the type of performance that I want to see from my point guard. It's just not. I really don't have that much else to say, man. If I missed anything, you guys please put it in the comment section. Like, let me know. As always, thank you guys for watching. RedNationBlogga out.